Well, as I travel around the world, I see a lot of activity going on, but here in America, I get to work with a lot of very exciting companies, and some of them are really pushing the envelope, companies that I think we know and expect that from, like DreamWorks Animations, producing new great movies. They use an enormous amount of parallelism in creating those movies. But on everyday tools that we use, we see parallelism being used in spreadsheets, word processors. One of our customers, Adobe, recently re-released a broad array of their applications we know, like including Photoshop, that are part of their Creative Suite 5. And they utilized threading building blocks to get the parallelism in their application. I think that's a great example of how Intel helps. Our tools, our capabilities, things like Intel threading building blocks, our compilers, our analysis tools, all make it easier to bring together an application successfully that takes advantage of parallelism. So I know, for instance, with threading building blocks, that companies have found it a great framework to adopt and use throughout their application, and then it makes it very easy for a programmer in a particular part of an application to say, hey, I'm going to add parallelism, because the project's already decided to incorporate Intel threading building blocks into the application, so it's just a matter of coding a particular part of it to use it. So we really strive for that, to produce capabilities that are easy to adopt, and then parallelism can grow out of that. And I think Adobe is a great example of that. That's the sort of thing that I see happening here in America and actually around the world, is companies adopting parallelism more and more because the tools have gotten to be so much easier to use and incorporate than it used to be, that it's not as hard of a decision. So I'm seeing that replicated in hundreds of companies as I travel around the States, and more developers realizing it's not that big of a deal to add parallelism because the tools have matured so much. Of course, especially tools from Intel have been a big driver in this area. Now, when we look at the other challenge, which is just learning about it, training, we've made a lot of material available on the web, but I'm also a big believer in face-to-face training, interacting with experts, and that we definitely have that in different regions. And in Japan, I'd encourage you to talk to your representatives at ExcelSoft or our groups at Intel, and ask what sort of training is available there, because we have some great experts in Tokyo that can help you with your problems, talk to you on the phone or face-to-face training, and I think that interaction can be quite valuable. And of course, very exciting that we have the new forums going up on the web as well in Japan, because they give an opportunity to interact and talk about the topics you'd be looking for, and we're always eager for that sort of feedback. How can we help you?